As you guys know, after we rock everything out of the space tourism sector, the next big thing is point-to-point travel. And I mean London, New York in 90 minutes with their beautiful Mach 3 airplane. I deep dived into where the engine comes from and so on. So welcome and happy Friday to this episode of Virgin Galactic Fridays. So after you put the big smash on that like button for my channel, then I will introduce you to the blueprint of this Virgin Galactic Fridays episode. So we will talk about obviously about the space performance over the last 7 days. Then we will talk about the stock chart, if we see some trends, maybe turnaround points, right? We are currently on those levels where the stock doesn't want to go more down, but maybe goes more up, and then we see again a red day. So we want to see what is currently going on in the stock chart. Then we will definitely look into something that I think is a very important part. We look how employees of Virgin Galactic actually rate their employer on a website called Glassdoor, and then we will dive into the reaction engines, which will be one of the masterpieces of the Mach 3 airplane. And then finally we will dive into the SpaceX competition with their tourism business. Okay, diving into the space stock directly, I would like to share with you that actually nothing changed. Okay, nothing changed dramatically. So I think that this is quite normal because we don't have much news, right? I mean, there is no news about the test flights or new products or new reservations or anything. There was one small post that the second aircraft is being already built and putting into painting and so on. But rather than that, we didn't had much news. But why then? There is a huge gain just day before yesterday, and this is quite interesting because it was quite significant. If you're just looking into the numbers, then it was like 4%. But the funny part is that on the same day, the stock lost all about it and tanked about 1% minus. Well, this is a volatile stock. It's a very young growth stock. So as I said, this is quite normal. So all in all, the performance of the whole week so far, as of this recording, was minus 2%. Still great times to buy more. If you're convinced about the long-term story about this company, then it's absolutely fantastic to buy. And I think when all of the products and timeline and everything goes as planned, we will be laughing here in 2 years, okay? We will be happy how the stock performed over the last 24 months. I'm telling you this right now. But one of the reasons that might be pushed the stock on Wednesday, and was a very little story, that actually it seems that Richard Branson with his Virgin Galactic Airlines will reach a deal with the government and put the concept together to put the $1.6 billion that the airline maybe need more to survive over the next couple of months and years will get from the government. So this seems that he would never then need to sell any Virgin Galactic stocks anymore for this particular reason like he did before. So this was obviously a little bit bullish. So let's see if this was really the thing about the story, if everything got approved. So very interesting. Stay tuned and let's dive into the stock chart. you can see a couple of things. So first of all, let's have a look. There is actually a situation here where the stock need to decide, do I trade into this chart here, into this trend, or I break out, which would be bullish on the technical side, and I drop and I bounce off of this resistance line here, 17. So this will be quite interesting. As of this recording, the Fed gave a good speaking, which interact with the overall market quite positively. So let's see if we can break out. Otherwise, we will definitely go down and we will bounce off the upper trend line rooftop, I would say, and would break through this resistance line, and then would somewhere fall even further down to 15 levels or even to lower levels if even this resistance line will be broken. Okay, so this will be important for the stock. Otherwise, a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks, almost 2 weeks now, in the first week of August, we broke through the 50 days moving average, which is a negative sign. Also here, for example, we did the same, and then the stock went down even to $10 levels, though this was the time in March. Okay, so let's not overreact. He was a couple of times too when on the short term we broke through and we went down until the next possible resistance line here, and then went back up and danced a little bit around. Then came good news with the Cole Glazer CEO position. So as you can see, it's not like always a bad sign, but it's usually in either direction a good or negative sign. Here, for example, we did the same. We broke through the 50 moving average and we went down for a bit, and here we broke through it on from the downside to the upside, and we had a nice rally. Here the same, we broke through and then we had a nice rally. So it's always a little bit of a mix between technicals and news driven cycles. Moreover, another let's say small indicator, RSI here, is currently at the 39.40 levels. If we are looking back into the very oversold position here, then you can see we were somewhere at the same time, at the same value here. So you can imagine that somewhere here could be a bottom building, temporary technically as well. Otherwise, no big news technical wise. I don't want to go into some complicated candles here or whatsoever. I just want to give you some pretty basic, simple stuff just for everyone to understand. Take a look into the technicals, but don't let this be the guide for all your investing, right? And here you see, since we started this recording, then we lost already a couple of percentage points. So it looks like we bouncing off here, and then maybe we will fall into the up to the 15 levels, which would be fantastic even, right? I mean, another 10% or so discount, and if this can hold for a couple of months or weeks, this would be fantastic. I'm still building my position. I think there's a lot of people that still want to buy more, because in 2 years, guys, and this is something that I say with really big conviction, if they really do what they say and bring people into space, then this is really a stock that can blow up a couple of multiples. And I know it's sometimes hard to understand why the stock cannot go higher, but all the other companies has news on daily basis. They are going through kind of cycles, right? We see now a cycle where EV market stocks are currently totally blowing up, but also this is quite volatile. Like, look at NIO is here losing today 4% after an incredible 35% gain in the last 2 days. So it's all temporary. What really matters is the long term, and this is a fantastic company with a fantastic product, with really hard entry barriers in a fantastic industry with a fantastic product. Some of you might know Glassdoor. Glassdoor is a company and a website where you can research for employer, right? So let's say you want to apply for a company and you want to see how the employer get reviewed by the employees. Yes, this is possible. It is called Glassdoor. And if you're going into Glassdoor and research for Virgin Galactic, you could maybe see what the people at Virgin Galactic are doing, what they are liking, what they are don't liking, and so on and so forth. So I actually saw a comment below one of my videos, so make sure if you have this cool ideas to just comment below. I reply to every single comments, and sometimes it's a long procedure, guys, to reply to all of them, but I'm doing this because I think this is my customer service, and you like if your customer service is on the very top, and therefore, you know, I'm replying to every single comment as long as I can. All right, so this is very important. Even if you text me on Instagram or if you text me via email, I try to reply to you and get back to you. But if you want to have the ultimate experience, then you should consider to press the join button below all my videos and live streams. There you can be part of the community. You can, for once, tier 1, support this channel. If you like and appreciate this daily content and you learn something and it makes you a better investor, why not becoming a Wolfpack member? Secondly, if you want to get access to a Discord chat where you can text daily and chat daily with like-minded people, where I get also super great information and I put there, I'm checking it every day, then maybe the second tier is something for you. And if you want to have the third tier, a one-on-one real chat, okay, we will text every now and then over email or social media, whatever you want, one-on-one about stocks, about portfolios, about strategy, everything what you want. So check it out if you want. But this Glassdoor, I took a look, okay, and what I directly saw that the review of Virgin Galactic is quite positive, okay, so 4 out of 5 stars is pretty good. There was like about 60 reviews, so it's a good review count for such a small company. Moreover, there was a really high approve rate of the management of the CEO or ex-CEO George Whiteside, which is also very positive, because if you're having someone to look up to and can work quite fantastic with, then you are really putting yourself in. And this is actually what I saw in the comments, that people don't have too much work-life balance, which, you know, is important in one pace. But on the other side, if you're looking into super successful companies like Tesla, for example, they work their ass off. I read the book about Steve Jobs, okay? The hardest people working was the really top product people, and they didn't have much of a life. They really put everything into the company. And if there's super great environment and you're putting everything into the product, then this can be a very high successful company. And this is obviously super interesting to see. And obviously this was another positive tick on the review basis of the employees, what they say about the employer. And this is obviously super positive, so I'm super happy. So once you deep dive like me into all the agreements and research of the Mach 3 airplane for Virgin Galactic, I saw a company called Reaction. And this company seems to make really next level engines. I mean, look at this footage, guys. I mean, this looks really hypersonic, really fast stuff. Next generation X-Men versus Avenger airplane style engines, okay? So what actually is happening is that Virgin Galactic has this Mach 3 airplane, and we don't know, do they build them by themselves? Do they build them at Boom? Do they do a cooperation with Boom? Do they buy Boom? And now it's getting more and more, you know, even more difficult to understand, because at some point they have a huge engineering base that Virgin Galactic can, you know, put their resources on and build this airplane. But it would be also smart to look into some companies like Boom or Rolls-Royce. Obviously they have the partnership, and Rolls-Royce actually gave for a partnership with Reaction, who making this next generation engines, and they want to create some products they will use for hypersonic airplanes. So it's a little bit complicated that, you know, Virgin Galactic has some own engineering. They maybe design the airplane and the inner experience, and then they will have the Rolls-Royce as the engine expertise, and then giving an specialist even on board like a Reaction to create the ultimate flying vehicle. Okay, so this is, I think, what you need to understand, and I believe that it stays very, you know, curious until we have really proper news, which I expect over the next couple of months. So SpaceX is one of the competition for Virgin Galactic. I don't want to say anything against it because at some point they will compete for some customers that want to go in space. Now there's two totally different experiences, okay? The one is pretty much affordable right now and is available in just a couple of months, which is Virgin Galactic. You pay 250,000 plus. And you are getting, you know, a 90-minute or so experience where you are in space, microgravity, you look down on Earth, maybe the best experience that you can buy for money. Okay, then you have that is already working apart. You pay a couple of $1 million and you fly with the Russians up into space. This is also possible. And now SpaceX seems to concentrate a little bit the micro part of the business into space tourism. And therefore, I'm super much excited because first, this will broaden up the overall market, but secondly, it will be not direct competition because it will be totally different experience. They are planning to take people into the big rocket ships, which will be quite expensive if you consider that the 2 astronauts that just flew up and the total 8 or 10 astronauts that will be totally shoot up in this kind of setup will cost $500 million. Then you need to charge, if you just consider this rocket for leisure only, then you end up somewhere around $40 or $50 million. So I think there's something else to it. Maybe they will make some extra space for it, but then still, you know, a ticket must cost, you know, in the millions. And therefore I think that this will be maybe in a 5 to 10 year span, something that SpaceX will do on regular basis, and the price drop down. By then, we milked already the cow, guys, okay, with Virgin Galactic. We are already, you know, the leader in space tourism, and therefore I'm super happy when the overall space story develop and we have more and more people working there and more exposure to the overall industry. But still, very big difference what Virgin Galactic is doing already, okay, and SpaceX in a couple of years, and Origin in a couple of years, and whoever in a couple of years, okay? So stay cool and fly safe with Virgin Galactic.